So this is a pearl mango. It's an Australian mango, and this was given to me by a friend of mine, and he air layered it from his tree. Said it's a really good mango. It flowered this year, but I broke all the flowers off. It's not ready to produce yet.
Exactly.
That was a coconut cream mango that used to be in that spot, and the hurricane broke it off at the graft. We tried to save it, couldn't be saved. So.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, and coconut cream was a top 5 mango for me, so it kind of hurt my heart a little bit. This is a Glen mango here. It's a pretty steady producer. I kind of feel like Glen's kind of like a baseline mango, you know, just a good solid mango. This is a Hall avocado. It's got a couple on it. Last year was the first year that it fruited, but this tree used to be a stick. I didn't love the avocado that I got off it, so I'm thinking about maybe putting a bunch of grafts on this and making it something else. But I'm going to give it a second year chance to produce a couple and see what it looks like the second year. This is Valencia Pride. I was telling you about how big they get.
Yeah.
And literally, I don't know if you can see, but I cut off a lot of this tree 2 years ago. Like I went to town on this thing, and like this thing was probably about maybe this tall 2 years ago. Like pretty much like these joints here.
Right.
I just cut this thing like way down. Like you can see this branch was cut right here. Everything was cut. Everything was cut.
Wow.
And it came back. Oh, let me show you guys a really cool graft in here. Let me show you a cool graft. Come on here. It's a cool graft, but it's a stupid place that I put it. It's right here. It's like I don't know what even to call it, but I grafted it right into the middle. But this tree is never going to get sunlight, so I don't know what this graft is ever going to do. And I can't remember what it was that I grafted on here. But
Was it a cleft, or did you just drill a hole and then stick it in?
no, what I did was I cut like a slit and almost like a triangle, and then I cut the branch in a bit of a triangle and put it in there, and just kind of put the bark over top of it and just wrap the whole thing. And it came out pretty cool. But I put it in a bad place, so it is what it is. One day maybe that branch will get big enough to get to light, but yeah. This is a sugarloaf mango here. It's definitely a top 5 mango for me. And I've started growing Mexican sunflower like kind of around these trees so that I can chop and drop it directly right here.
Yeah.
This is my day avocado, which looked like it was gonna have about a 200 avocado a year, but now it might be maybe 50 or so. Right. But normally this tree produces about 100, 150 avocados a year. It just didn't get pollinated enough. It had a ton of flowers. It was loaded with flowers. This is a variegated pink lemon.
Yep.
And it actually is fruited in this pot already. This is a sugar apple, and I had 3 of them that were lined up right across here that were from seed. And my lawn guy mowed that one down, so I had to put it in a pot, and it's doing all right. This is I believe it's an Ilama, which is in the sugar apple family, but I've never seen the fruit. I've seen it like online. I've seen the fruit, but we'll see. We'll see what it does. We have our raised beds over here. These peppers were peppers that a staff member gave me. One of my employees gave me this, and I planted it last year, and it produced peppers all through the winter. It never stopped producing, and it's I got a whole bag of peppers right now. Ooh, damn it. We've got loofahs that we're going to grow up on this trellis. This trellis was made from just the bamboo right over here. Cilantro. We've got garlic in here. This is a Carolina Reaper that we grew in the office. Parsley. I planted a couple watermelon seeds in here. We've got rosemary as well. And in these beds over here, we've got more onion. A lot of the onions going to flowers. I'm trying to catch the seeds from it. This is actually grocery store green onion.
Okay.
You know, after about 3 or 4 years, it gets massive and then it goes to flower. We have cabbage in here. We've harvested a bunch of cabbage out of here. Some of these are second heads on the cabbage. Also had a problem with the critters.
Yeah.
They were eating the hearts out of the brassicas when they're really young. So I had to net it. So I had this over top holding a net. And once they got big enough, then the critters leave it alone. Got some basil. I'm not sure if this is broccoli here or not, but it hasn't flowered or anything yet. Got Everglades tomatoes in here that are volunteers. A little bit of sorrel here. More garlic. There's cucumber in the back there. And one of the things I like to do is I like to not have beds be one thing. I like to companion plant and have as much variety as possible. Like there's basil, there's sage back in there as well. What else? We're gonna go back over to that tree over there in the corner. That is a Kent mango, and that's the first mango tree that I ever planted. The Kent. I didn't know anything about mangoes at the time. So I was kind of lucky that this was the one that I planted. It was just sort of random. Got some duds. There's one Maha Chinook. See that long mango up there? That's a Maha Chinook. That's my favorite mango. But all the rest of them have dropped. This whole branch, these two branches here are both Maha Chinook, and the rest all dropped. So I'm hoping that one stays. I don't think it will. I think it's going to drop. And this is my Oh yeah, it's bamboo. Yeah, yeah. So I have bamboo. Like on that side, there's a whole bamboo wall, and I transplanted some over here to try to have bamboo on this side of the yard. I was trying to make a wall, but because it's not spreading bamboo, it's clumping bamboo. You've got to plant it like every couple feet to make a wall. Otherwise, you just have a clump. And now the clump just blocks the sun, and now I don't even like the clump here. Yeah, but I use it for stakes and building stuff, so it's useful. This is Malacca mango, which is also, I like this mango a lot. It's kind of one that kind of has to grow on you a little bit. It's one that you pick it not ripe and you let it ripen off the tree. And it's actually really good. And that's sweet almond bush. And that's like a pollinator plant. It grows easily from cuttings, so if you want cuttings. Anything you see, if you want cuttings, just let me know. I'll give you cuttings on it. And we have onions down here. Lots of onions. A friend of mine gave me some bare root strawberries, so I put them in there. I had peas in there before, and the peas are just sort of coming back. But I'll let the peas grow in there. They're nitrogen fixers, so they're fine in there. Loquat back there. That's a coconut tree right there. It's actually been in the ground for like 6 or 7 years. It grows really slow because so much shade here. These are Tommy Atkins mangoes, and those are Namdok Mai mangoes over there. Now this tree was the second tree that I ever bought, and it was sold to me as another Kent. And I kept on like getting mangoes, and I'm like trying the mangoes. I'm like, why do some of these Kents taste good and some of them are just kind of And it's because it's a Tommy. But it's the most beautiful mango. Like you see it, and it's gorgeous when it's ripe. It's amazing on the tree, and they're better than the store-bought one off the tree. But these Namdok Mais, those are definitely one of my favorites right there as well. And I had forgotten that graft was on there. Last year, it wasn't until the end of the season I saw like a mature mango, and I'm like, and it looked like it was coming off the same branch as this. I was like, what the hell's going on? And then I realized that it's a grafted branch. There's a couple grafted branches on there apparently, but I did it so long ago, and the labels come off, and you don't remember what you grafted, and all that stuff.
You got a distinct difference between the two.
Yeah, clearly different. This is a noni fruit. Someone gave me this. It can't survive here. I gotta put it inside in the winter. It's not gonna make it. It won't survive our winters. Miracle berry. We got asparagus in this bed. I'm trying to make this whole bed an asparagus bed, so I just planted new asparagus that's coming up here and here. Asparagus takes like 3-4 years before you can start harvesting it. So that over there is 3 or 4 years old over there. So that I can harvest when it comes up. But I really want to get this really established so that every year we're getting decent asparagus in here, which might be a little difficult in this warm climate, but.
I had a big bed of them, and they produced for like 2 or 3 years, and then just died.
Really?
Yeah. Too hot.
Yeah, it's a tough climate, but I've got a lot of shade.
You got a lot of shade here, so they may do better. Mine was kind of sunny.
Sunny. Okay.
I don't have any trees in my yard.
Oh. See, we always want what we don't have. Like I want full sun. Like I have like no full sun spots in my yard, but other than like up on the grass there, which is. My wife doesn't want stuff all up on the front and stuff, so it is what it is. This is my lychee tree, which does have some lychee on it, but it's got lychee mite right now. So it's really struggling. I've got to cut this thing way back. I've been chopping branches that are infected, but I'm going to chop a lot of this tree down. Like this tree might be, 8 feet tall by the time I'm done chopping.
Did you treat it with something?
I'm going to treat it with sulfur. Yeah. Yeah. These are Namwa bananas here. And these are plantains, dwarf red banana and dwarf Cavendish banana there.
Okay.
Those are my favorite bananas, these Namwas. They are so good. They're so good. Oh, this is, what you smell that? Smell that.
Wow. Okay.
That's allspice.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
So it produces a berry, and the berries are ground up to make allspice. But you can also just sort of dry the leaves and grind them, and you can make a seasoning like that as well. This is a jamun.
I use that when I smoke fish.
Oh yeah, you do allspice?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a jamun. It's an air layer from my bigger tree over there. I air layer that for a friend of mine. This is the red jabuticaba. It's actually got a fruit on it right there. It's not ripe yet, but that'll be ripe in like 2 days. That'll be ripe. And there's some more flowers coming up on the bottom there. Oh, there's one. You want it? Oh, something ate it. Something ate half of it.
Eating on it. There's a piece on the side that's wrong.
I just broke off all the other flowers, but yeah, something took a nibble out of that one.
Yeah.
Well, it produced a bunch earlier this year.
Yeah,
It
that's
produced a
what
bunch.
we had.
This is my cherry mango, which is flowering again for the second time. So it's got mangoes on it, but it's also flowering at the same time. It's kind of cool. We got beets that we just planted over here and potatoes in here. It's kind of late for potatoes, but once again, I got the shade, so they might do okay.
About the beets and then late for the beets.
It's a little bit late for the beets too, but
cool weather.
I got the shade. I got the shade, so
Yeah,
we'll
you
see
got
how
the
it goes.
shade so you can manipulate.
Yeah, so and it was mostly the potatoes were just like leftover potatoes that were in the pantry. So I was like, here, take these. I was like, all right, let's stick them in the ground. We'll see what happens. So we'll see what happens with the beets. We got lemongrass all over the place. It's pretty common. Turk's cap hibiscus. That was just a cutting that I got from the side of the road, and now it's overrun everything.
Do you ever use your lemongrass for anything?
Yeah, we make tea with it.
Yeah.
Occasionally season some stuff with it. I also use it for chop and drop. Like I'll get like all the dry stuff out and just like put it at the base of a tree and use it for chop and drop.
Okay.
Papayas. This papaya here was a male papaya. And we did a little gender reassignment on it. And now I think it's a hermaphrodite. So hopefully it'll produce now. But that one produces a lot, but I don't like papaya.
It's different. Yeah. What type of papaya?
That's a red lady.
That's a red lady?
Yep. That's a Home Depot red lady. I cut off I cut the top of it off to get it to branch out.
Okay.
Cuban oregano, you guys know all about that.
No, I'm just saying, I'm looking at the fruit. I'm looking at this.
Strawberry tree, Jamaican cherry. This is tamarind here. I'll show you something up here. Smell that one. Tell me what that smells like.
This one smells better. The first one.
Like some kind of onion.
Yeah, they call it a beef and onions plant.
Oh.
Beef and onions.
Beef and onions
It
plant.
smells like some kind of.
Yeah.
So,
What do you
yeah.
use that for?
Well, a friend of mine says he wants to create a vegetarian bouillon with it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah.
Beef.
This was the first dragon fruit I ever got, and I didn't know anything about trellises when I bought it. I bought it at Home Depot, and my mulberry tree is now the trellis for it.
Right. See that?
Yeah.
I got rid of mine.
You got rid of your dragon fruit?
Yeah, I had 3 beautiful plants, but they're so hard to get them to produce fruit.
You think so?
Oh, mine were terrible. I had to go out there in the middle of the night, pollinate them.
Hand
I
pollinate.
said, no, I called some, I put it on Facebook Marketplace. Come and get them if you want them. And they were in
Wow.
big pots with beautiful trellises. 3 of them. We hauled them out of there.
I would have took them.
Good.
So we've got pineapples. Yeah, there's pineapples everywhere down here. You're going to see them all over the place. That's a seedling loquat right there. So I'm interested to see what it's going to produce. This is an Alana Sapadilla. That's a Moreno. That's a Moreno Sapadilla there.
Well, we have two trees, but I'm
Yeah, that's been in the ground for about 6 years now or so. Pakistani mulberry, which is
My mulberry must have had 20 gallons of food this year.
20 gallons.
Gallons.
Wow.
I mean, literally, the tree is this big or taller, and all the branches were pulled to the ground.
Pulls the ground with.
We picked, my neighbors picked, my friends picked, my hairdresser picked. I mean,
Wow.
Geez, it just was.
Well, this one is not a heavy producer at all. It grows in a very vertical pattern. So I always have to keep pruning it to try to get it to branch. And a lot of times I'll prune it and it will just make one branch. It won't even split. So I've kind of given up on it a little bit. But so I had a passion fruit that was growing up that tree there, and that tree fell down. So it sort of leaned onto here, but this tree doesn't have enough space for it to really grow. So I put this up here to get them to get across to that oak tree, and so they'll grow up the oak trees. So we'll see. That's a plantain over there.
What variety this one is?
The mulberry is Pakistani.
Pakistan. Yeah, mine's a Thai, and it produces like crazy.
Well, I got a cuttings from their Shangri-La mulberry, and that one I think is going to be a good producer. That's a beautiful mulberry. That is a Julie mango right there. These air potatoes are like the worst. This is katuk. You guys ever had katuk?
I have a katuk plant. I don't know what you use it for. But somebody gave me.
Oh, you eat it. It's like a green. It's like a green vegetable. You can put it in salads. I don't know if you guys are leaf eaters or not, but this is katuk.
Oh yeah, we
Katuk,
had.
yeah.
We had.
See, I grow all the summer spinach.
Yeah, there's longevity spinach over there. All that stuff down there is longevity spinach.
But now we're still.
Okinawa and yam and
Yeah.
Siso and oh my God, there's so many of them.
That is a little sugar apple. This is peanut butter fruit tree right here.
Have you ever had fruit off of it?
Yeah, last year we got fruit.
I'm dying to.
It tastes good. I got the seedlings. Do they grow from cuttings? I got the seedlings. Seedlings take the seeds. Like somebody they take them forever.
They might. It's the kind of tree that I feel like might grow from a cutting. So you want a cutting? You want a cutting?
Yeah, we'll try one because I'm trying from a seed and I got 3 seeds and I'm like a year to one pass and they just like. Whoop.
All right, try that. Okay. You can maybe make 4 cuttings out of that.
All right.
Jackfruit, obviously. Got 3 more pineapples here.
So you got to protect them.
I got my cages on them. Cause I put them on early so that they grow into the cage and then they can't come out.
Right.
Yeah. Another jackfruit seedling, elderberry. These are dwarf Puerto Rican plantains. That is a seedling mango from a starch mango, which is a big mango in Trinidad. It's a big Trinidadian mango. We got a little monstera here. Some pigeon peas. That's a Alfonso mango over there. This is a buttercream mango. It's a good solid mango here. This is triple sec mango here. And down here we've got the sugarcane, pomegranate. That's the Fuyu persimmon, but I think that where it died off, I think it's coming back
Up under.
below the graft union. So this is probably just a wild persimmon that's growing here now. So we'll see. This was an ever-bearing mulberry that I grafted Pakistani onto. So it's Pakistani now. Guava, down there. I got that from a friend of mine's yard, so I don't know what variety of guava it is. Mexican sunflower. This is Bombay mango, which fruiting for the first time, only on this side. But it's got a few on it. Jackfruit seedlings.
Bombay.
Yep. This is a coconut here. We're gonna go back up this way. Yeah, this way. This is a finger lime, the green finger lime, and the little one with the red tag there is a red finger lime. Actually, we're gonna go around this way.
Finger on
He doesn't like the thorns. He doesn't like the
I had
thorns.
one, and every time I walked by it reached out and stuck me. So
They are very thorny. They are extra thorny for no apparent reason. They're extra thorny. Yeah.
You said reached out here.
You got too close.
This has not.
Yeah, this is some lychee.
Lychee.
Yep.
that's a serious fruit.
Yeah, this one, and this is the first year that this tree is actually fruiting. That's a scarlet beauty right there. This tree used to be. Someone gave me this tree. It was a Valencia Pride. I grafted 2 varieties of mangoes. I can't remember what they were, but they're ones that I don't have anymore. And then something came and gnawed right through the stump. Like the whole tree was down, and it grew back. And I thought it was growing from the rootstock, but it's flowering and fruiting right now, which makes me think that maybe it's back to being a Valencia Pride.
It looks like it.
Yeah, it's probably a Valencia Pride again. Peaches. This is my Pickering mango here. And this tree's produced about 10, 12 mangoes a year for the last 4 years, maybe. Knock off these duds. Those were the ones I broke the flowers off. Those are 2 that I grafted myself. I think one's a Glen and one's a coconut cream, I think. More dragon fruit. Oh yeah, there's dragon fruit over there too, all the dragon fruits. And they do produce fruit. Yeah, I'll tell you one that even produced. See that little one sitting on the pot there?
Yeah.
That one has produced 2 yellow dragon fruits. Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, wow.
Come
on now.
Right, because you know that like they have to hang down to produce. So I was
They
thinking,
gotta hang down.
I was thinking like, what if you didn't have to go up first if you just went straight down, right? And
you put it up?
Yeah, and it does. But the thing about it is, it's never going to produce a ton. So the growing up gives it the strength and everything to produce a lot. So that's why it's only produced 2 ever. We got cassava down here. All that's cassava in there. Got some way too late Brussels sprouts in here. We've got onions, we've got loofah, and some squash. There's squash or zucchini or something like that in here. And some herbs. We've got some herbs in here as well. I did yams in here. So yams are starting to come up in here. Now it's hard to sometimes tell the difference between the yams and the air potatoes. So I gotta figure that out for sure. I'm trying to grow rice in here, and I've only seen one come up so far, but we'll see. It's upland rice. It doesn't have to be submerged, so we'll see. Here are my grapes. So this last year was the first year we really did anything with them. I built this trellis last year, so they are not as prolific as your grapes, but this is the start. So we'll see how things go. I had a little bit of a worm. Small worms were just eating this thing, so I gave it some BT, and then I gave it some neem oil a couple days later.
What grape is it?
This is a muscadine,
Muscadine.
and these are Catawans here. This one has a little bit of grapes on there. We're gonna go up this way. Oh, over there's a few more sugar cane and some bananas and agave. That's a seedling mango right there, and there's a Barbados cherry right there as well. Yeah, a couple of little grapes there. So I'm trying to actually pay attention. That grape plant is probably one of the first plants I ever planted here after the mango trees. And it was in the beds, and the first couple of years we got grapes. And then I was realizing like the bed is not the best place for it. So I took it and I put it down here, and I neglected it completely. I'm surprised that it was still alive when I found it. But I found it, and I said, you know what? We're going to treat you better. I put them in this pot. I put them in there in the ground here, and they're doing a lot better here. But this is the first year of actually like taking care of them. So hopefully they take care of me. We're gonna go up this way. So Albert, I was telling you about the citrus. That's a little grapefruit tree right there. That I literally do nothing with at all, but I should take better care of it as well. This is a dragon fruit that a lot of times I have cuttings all over the place. So I just stuck in the ground here. I didn't realize it was growing, but it grew all the way up this tree and it hung over here. So I just put this over here just to sort of hold it so that it can hang and maybe fruit from there. Go this way. This is starfruit, carambola. And you see those two starfruits over there? They're all three different varieties. And this was the big one when I planted them. This was a big tree and those two were small. And they just, for some reason, just have totally outgrown this tree. What's that?
They're still getting more sun.
I don't know if it's really getting any more sun. But yeah, they're doing better. Maybe it could be. This is persimmon. This is a Giamba persimmon. And that is a ice cream mango right there. One Mexican sunflower. Those are dwarf namois. This is chocolate pudding fruit or black sapote. I noticed it had a few flowers on it. I was going to prune all these branches off because it hadn't flowered, but it's flowering on a couple of those branches there. You can come through here, guys. That's a Mona Lisa banana right there. This is chaya or Mayan tree spinach. You can eat it, but you got to cook it first.
Chaya?
Chaya? Ice cream banana. This is Aki.
Okay, they grow over here.
Yeah. And that is a cherolata, which is a cross between a custard apple and a cherimoya. Go up this way. This is a mame sapote. This tree has probably been in the ground for 6 years.
No.
Yep. It doesn't grow and it doesn't die. And like, and I always prune it. Like every time it gets certain, I prune it to try to get it to do more, and it just nope, not getting nothing. Another pineapple. This is a Patanga tuba, or star cherry, and it is flowering like crazy for the first time. So I really want to get these fruit. It's like a yellow. It's almost like a yellow giant Suriname cherry looking kind of fruit. So we'll see how it goes. These are hog plums, and it's got flowers on it, but it's not setting a lot of fruit. The hog plum over there set a couple fruit. So we'll see. This one actually did produce a decent amount of fruit last year, but this year it's kind of weird. That's a June plum right there. And this is all longevity spinach down here. Here's another scratch and sniff. Sometimes it smells, sometimes it doesn't. Does it have a strong smell? That's curry leaf. Yeah. And a lot of people cook with it, especially Indian people. They love this. They come here, they say, oh, we can't even cook without this thing. That is bay leaf right there. Gooseberry. This is soursop here. Another scratch and sniff. This is June plum here, but I'm gonna grab one. There's another soursop down here. Smell this one too. That's cinnamon.
Yeah.
That's a cinnamon tree right there.
I got one in a pot. I haven't planted it yet.
Oh yeah?
It's about yay tall.
Okay, cool.
Having to
They're very cold sensitive. So I have it in here where that tree, I just pruned that tree down, but those branches were covering it completely all winter.
Wow.
So it was protected in there.
Have you taken any of the branches off and harvested?
No, it's not big enough yet. You know, like you have to have a pretty long growing season to really effectively be able to harvest it. So that tree's gonna take a while before I can.
Probably need to leave it in the pot. Put it in a bigger pot.
Maybe, yeah. If you're wide open, then yeah, probably, yeah. Soursop here, more Katuk, blue vervain. This is jackfruit here, which has not fruited yet. Orinoco bananas, moringa. This is a governor's. Pull that out. Pull you out.
Lost all its leaves due to the wind. And it's just sitting there. I mean, it's still green. I chopped it a little bit just to see it's still
They
green.
always
but
seem
it
to come
didn't
back.
put a single thing of growth onto that.
Yeah, it'll come back.
Yeah.
It'll come back. They always
Chop
come
mine
back.
all the time.
Yeah, they always come back.
Every 45 days.
But this one, no matter like I try to like chop it to get it to branch out more, and every time I chop it, it makes like one new branch. It's like when you chop it, it just makes one branch. It goes straight up. So I feel like just chopping it here.
Maybe because I chop out so low, because I was making a whole bunch of branches. We trying to stop it from making so many branches.
This one doesn't make enough branches, so I might chop it here. This is a fruit called a governor's cherry, which is very thorny, so be careful. But this was given to me by a friend. This is a lemon meringue mango here. And this is what I call my Frankenstein mango, because this was the one that has like 12 different types of mangoes grafted onto it. It's weird because most of the grafts are not fruiting this year. Let me see what we do have fruiting. And a lot of the labels have fallen off, so it's hard to really know what kind of mango on this tree. But yeah, there's a few labels in there, but a lot of them,
A
yeah.
lot of the
So
labels don't stay like they claim they're going to.
they don't last,
It
yeah.
rinses off after too much rain.
Yeah.
Because we try different ways and we try to come up with a brick.
The brick is great, but for a branch, like you got to label
with
a branch, it's tough.
I haven't found nothing that's gonna.
Yeah.
They make on Amazon. They have these little metal ones.
Yeah, we had those.
Yep.
And you carve in.
Edges into it.
Yeah, we got to learn. But we put them on the trees and they worked. But then our trees grew, and they grew right into the trees and.
So this is a longan here, and this is an oro negro, my little oro negro. We've got more lychees over here. Another longan. This is a jamun or Javan plum, and it has to get really big before it produces, so it's a bit of a waste of space. Fruit punch mango, and that's purple Thai mangoes over there. That tree right there. These are actually really beautiful mangoes. I really wanted this mango just because of how they look. They're just like, they're beautiful mangoes. So I can't wait to try it. Hopefully they taste as good as they look. So we're gonna go this way. This is a air layer from my Valencia Pride. It fruited last year, it gave me one mango. This year it flowered, but it didn't hold any fruit. Next year it'll probably have a big year. Ice cream bean. I'm waiting for this to flower. It's
It was too big for our yard, but it grew so huge.
Yeah.
And even
We kept coming
chopping
back.
it, and we didn't get no fruit. So
Yeah, but I think those are the ones, just like the other one, needs to grow real big before they
fruit, probably. But I've seen some not that big with fruit on them.
on YouTube, not that big too.
Yeah. So we'll see. I've
We just had to have a
Ours was looking good, but
It was huge, but it was too big for the
growing.
backyard.
Yeah.
We can't have too many
Yeah.
big trees back there, so we decided to keep a little
Yeah.
private.
Yeah, yeah. Planted a few bananas here. So one thing with my bananas, you have plants in your front yard?
Yeah, I planted it in my front yard. Kind of tucked it over to the side, away from the front of the house. It
Okay.
blocked the front of the house.
Okay.
But it's got plenty of room. I went and picked fruit last year from a lady down in Tangelo Park that had one. Hers was 60 feet tall. I mean, he literally, her husband climbed the tree
to get a
Give me
mango.
fruit.
Yeah, it'll do that. It'll do that.
Unbelievable.
That's the biggest mango tree that I know of that you can grow in Central Florida. Like they just get massive.
Bombay?
Well, we see it. Well, our backyard. We have a friend that Bombay is huge.
I'll tell you what. I have a friend too. He has a Bombay seedling that he calls Mark Anthony, and that first of all, the mango is world class, and the tree is huge. Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, she has one mango store like that. I mean, it was like big
Oh,
old fair.
you got to see those Harvest Moon mangoes. Those Harvest Moon mangoes are like a soccer ball. They're massive. They're massive.
My neighbor just cut down a 45-foot tall hate. I've been there forever. She said, I'm tired of this thing dropping all these fruit in my yard, and my dogs eat it, my kid gets in them.
Oh my goodness.
I begged her not to.
45.
Yeah. Oh.
You should have seen this tree. It was just
Well,
magnificent.
I'll tell you one thing I learned about planting bananas is I am never going to get a banana pup and plant the whole pup. I'm going to cut off the plant and plant just the root every single time from now on. Because I've had so many banana plants that I've had, and I plant the pup, and they do all right. They grow. A year later, you've still got the one plant. But you plant that root, and a year later, you're going to have like 3 or 4 plants, all the same size as that one plant. Yeah, and they're going to be faster to produce. Like, yeah, so I planted a growing praying hands and a double Mahoy banana root right here. Yeah, that is a super Haas avocado right there. Did it just drop those avocados? It had some on it.
Yeah.
Did it drop all of them? Oh my goodness, it might have dropped everything. I see one. Man, it had some just recently. Yeah, it dropped the avocados.
You have one left.
Yeah, all right. Maybe next year. Barbados cherry that used to be over there, we moved it over there and it did not like the move. This is Pina colada. Pina colada. We can walk through here. That's a groomy chama, which is like a cherry kind of thing.
Let's go. We'd love to get on.
Let's see. This is a cac mango here.
Is that like the smaller ones that grow?
It seems to be pretty compact in size. So here's an example of what I did with the roots. I just, instead of planting the plant, I planted the roots. In a month, 2 popped up right away. Like, you know, if I'd planted the plant, I'd have 1 just kind of blowing in the wind. But those are going to be so much stronger and produce faster than the one. There's some Okinawan spinach around here as well. This is red custard apple. This is a Baptiste mango. And I was able to get a branch of Baptiste because that's my last name. So I really wanted to have one, but I couldn't find a tree. So I got a branch. I grafted it onto a Duncan rootstock. And this year it flowered for the first time, but it didn't hold any fruit. It's still too little. That's a little lychee seedling right there. It popped up by accident, so I kept it. Passion fruit. They're hard to see, but there's some up there. So basically, I gotta wait for them to fall down to get them.
And all the way up here.
They went all the way up. Yeah. 'Cause I don't have any fences. I have like nothing to really trellis on. So I actually just planted a passion fruit on these today because I'm gonna grow them up. These are more reachable, more sort of attainable. This is in a cha-cha here.
That's that.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
Has to be good for
This is another air layer from my Valencia Pride mango tree.
you. Love Valencia Pride, man.
Not really. It's just that I prune it to try to control it. So a lot of times it's easier to just make an air layer instead of throwing the branch away. Make an air layer, then prune it, and then you got another tree. That's an air layer from my sugarloaf mango over there. This is a wax apple or a wax jambu, and it is flowering for the first time in a few years now. So I'm excited about that.
I got one in my front yard that had 3 fruit on it. And I guarded that fruit. I put the mesh bags on it. And when it was ripe, I took it off. And
You like it? Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I've had it before, but I've never had it from my tree. So really,
I like jujube.
I have not tried a jujube yet.
It tastes good.
Yeah, I have a little.
I like the crispy fruits.
Yeah,
You know, the firm. That's what I don't like sour sops.
you're not a sugar apple guy. You're not a sugar apple. Oh, I love sugar apple. That's one of my favorite fruits right there. Oh. This is a jackfruit seedling. This is a orange crush jackfruit. That's the passion fruit that I just planted this morning with the little round leaves. It's a yellow passion fruit.
Okay.
That's pretty sweet. So we'll see how it does. It's one of my citruses. This is the one that I do take care of. This is a Myers lemon, but I also grafted variegated pink lemon onto it. So, yeah. More Monstera down there.
Got a flower on it too, right?
Yeah.
A couple flowers.
This is my little watermelon bed that we just made. So this is where all the trees came down. You can see all the wood that's here. This area here used to be complete shade, and now the roof just came off it. So now I can plant stuff here where I couldn't before. So, yeah, so all the bamboo, yeah. So we've got blueberries in pots here. This is a Brogdon avocado. So all this stuff in here is,
Having the blueberries not protected.
Yeah.
huh? Oh, you mean from the critters?
Yeah.
Well, they don't know they're there yet, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I might have to put netting over them. I don't know. We'll see.
You gotta put some netting on them.
I wonder if maybe I could just grow them inside the greenhouse. Put them inside the greenhouse. That would probably
They
work.
probably would.
When they, the birds or whatever, they wait for them to become sweet because the animals know when they're sweet, and then all of a sudden you come back, they all gone.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. That's one of the reasons I stopped growing blueberries in the first place years ago. Was just I didn't have to want to deal with the nets and all that stuff, and I was like, you know what? I don't even like blueberries like that. I'm like, I'm like, it's not even worth it. These are Suriname cherries here. You guys can help yourself if you like Suriname cherries. Look at the red ones. This is a graft that I did here on this avocado. You gotta get a super ripe one. You want it to fall off in your hands. That might not be ripe
That one
enough.
just fell off.
We did. It fell off.
Okay, good. Huh?
I like Barbados cherries much better.
I don't like either.
Cherry of the Rio Grande.
I like these better than Barbados cherries, but it's kind of a, you know. And I don't eat the skin. I feel like the skin has a lot of the weird taste in it. I gotta suck the juice out. And then spit the rest. But I have a lady that loves these things. She comes over and picks them. But I made wine out of it one year. And they're okay, but yeah, it is what it is. That's a snake fruit plant, which I don't know if it's gonna grow here or not. Salak or snake fruit. I tasted it in Costa Rica, and I found one on I think it was on Etsy or something like that.
This is a snake fruit?
Yeah, it's a palm. So we'll see. That's some Everglades tomatoes that just popped up here. I don't know how it even got there. Birds probably, yeah.
Droppings.
This is a Sempodak. It's like a miniature jackfruit. This is a Thai Ruby Supreme. It's supposed to be a big guava with like 3 seeds in it. Yeah. So this is a butterscotch sapodilla. I got these from Wa. I got these from Wa. And this is a Rollinia, and that is a Adamoya over there.
Have I seen you out at Wall?
Yes. I see. That's where I was like, I'm looking from
I thought
somewhere.
you looked familiar.
It's over there.
I help out Wall all the time.
Yeah, we bought like the red custard apple from over there, a couple of different ones.
Cool.
I help all the time.
And we got a low quart over there. Oh, let me show you what I did with your cuttings. So I potted a bunch of the cuttings, and all the rest of the cuttings, grafts. So I grafted the heck out of this tree.
Wow. Grafted that quick.
Yeah. I would have, if I had thick enough ones, I would have grafted all these too. I would have grafted the whole thing. But I'm going to probably eventually cut this down. I'm leaving it up here for shade. So this is the Shangri-La mulberry.
Oh, okay.
from their house. It's really, really good. It's really,
They're
really
very-
good.
To me, it's the juiciest mulberry. As far as juice, as soon as you pick it, it's juice. So it has gloves on when you get in.
But the green Thai mango that I had at Was, not green Thai mulberry, is unbelievable. It stays green,
Yeah.
and you try it's just straight sugar. Like it's just like it's just. Oh, this is a yangalang. This is a yangalang tree, which is like what they make Chanel number 5 out of the flower from that.
See, now you got me with that green tie. And you got my
To me, it tasted like grass.
You think so?
Yeah, it had a grassy taste to it. I don't know.
For me, it just tasted like straight sugar. Like it was like it almost didn't have any taste. It just tasted like eating just straight sugar. This is a little raised bed I made from a pallet here. Just got herbs and stuff in there. This is a tiger tooth jujube right here, and I've had it for a few years, and it kind of struggles on and off. It's been in the ground. It's been in a pot. Well, she's been in a pot, then it was in the ground, then it's back in a pot now.
Yeah, we done did that before.
So we'll see.
Couple of,
We'll see.
trees.
But in here we've got there's the cuttings that you gave me. We've got the cranberry hibiscus cuttings and the Shangri-La cuttings. That's my cacao tree. So basically they really can't survive the winter here. So I've had a couple die. So this one's staying in here full time. And when it gets big enough, I'm going to cut a hole in the floor and plant it in the ground inside the greenhouse.
Okay.
This is the corn. I don't know if you guys saw the corn video I did where I grew the corn right on the cob. Put the corn cob in water and the corn grew, so I removed the kernels and put it in there.
Wow.
So just kind of an experiment sort of thing.
Right.
That is a Grand Nan banana that at the Winter Garden thing, they were giving out free plants if you ask a question. So I asked the guy a question and he didn't know the answer, but he made one up. But anyways, he gave me, so I got to pick a plant. So it was a Grand Nan banana, so I picked that. So I'm going to grow it in there. I also have, those are cuttings from the green mulberry, the Thai green mulberry are in there. I don't know if they're going to root. They're really thin, but that was all she could give me. You know, she wouldn't even sell me the plant. She wouldn't sell me the plant.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is a Otiiti apple, which is like a Jamaican apple right there. Let's see. And over here, we have some more Jibuchikavas. This one fruits. This one hasn't fruited yet. And olives. I really need to do something about this one. It's so leaned over.
Did yours produce olives?
No, it has not produced any olives yet.
It produced 12 olives last year.
12. Nice. These are Home Depot ones, but see, all 3 of these trees were planted at the exact same time.
Look at this one.
But they were originally planted where the mangoes are over there, because my wife said she liked the look of olive trees. And I had them planted there, and after I'm looking at these trees, I'm thinking, why am I wasting my good spot on olive trees? So I threw them way down by the lake, and they were down there by the lake just dying. And then eventually I was like, all right, I'm gonna move them up here. I moved them over here one by one, and you know, obviously that's the last one to get in there. And it's probably got the worst spot, so it's probably gonna do the worst. But I need to get this tree straightened out. I'm gonna probably put a stake here. I just don't want to block my entranceway here. I'm gonna put a stake here and get this guy to straighten out. But they should be about pretty close to being.
Big size. They should be producing.
Yeah, they should be. Yeah, but also they need to be pruned a bit too. I gotta give them a good hard prune as well. But if we come through here, so this is not my property, but this is an old orange grove. So I've identified a few sweet orange trees in here. But most of the trees in here are sour oranges. Like this one here is sour.
Yeah.
But there's a few sweet ones in here. And then got a couple more trees up here.
Yeah.
This is another Jibuchikava. And this one does produce as well. It had a really nice crop this year. It was its first real good crop this year.
Is that red or
Black.
black?
Black.
Okay.
And then I try to propagate some sugarcane up here, and the squirrels are trying to gnaw it down every time it grows. But I think it might grow. I think it's gonna grow. Just need a little bit of water.
Cut my crepe myrtle down.
Oh,
Just like that.
I want to cut all of those down.
It's like, what am I growing a crepe myrtle for? It's been there forever. Okay, since the house was built.
Yeah, because my wife.
down.
Yeah, my wife. My wife likes them.
I put another jujube in there.
Oh, see, I would love to put 3 nice trees right there, but I got crepe myrtles. So,
I did take some air layers off of it, so I got some really beautiful bonsais now.
okay, cool.
That's about all it's good for.
Pretty much, yeah. That's a guinip right there, or guinipa. That is a rose apple that a friend of mine gave me last year, and I planted it too late in the year, so it really took a beating with the cold. So I had to chop it way down, and it's coming back a little bit. And we got another sugar apple here, and it's got some flowers on it, so hopefully we'll get a good crop. We got a decent crop of sugar apples from it last year.
Did you hand fertilize?
Oh, hand pollinate?
Pollinate.
No, I didn't hand pollinate these. They pollinated themselves.
We tried that and it didn't work. They always give us a lot of flowers, but that's it.
Yeah, this one made about maybe a dozen fruit.
I would.
Yeah.
I didn't see any figs.
Oh, there's figs don't really do well here, especially in the ground. A lot of nematodes in the soil, but there are a few pots down there with figs in them. I don't know. Do you guys see the figs down there? They were like
No.
there's 2 pots I can think of. There's 3 pots with figs down there, but
You about to get rid of ours because we
yeah,
didn't do that.
yeah, I don't really do a lot with the figs. Really?
Oh my God! I cut mine back to like this tall.
Yeah.
It's already back up to here.
See, I think that they need a lot of sun.
Get sun.
Yeah. Mine don't get enough sun to really be prolific.
Everything gets a lot of sun.
Our stuff ain't gonna get so
That's the problem here.
In the
Like
years to come.
I wish I could plant stuff out here. Like if I could plant stuff out here, I'd be I think I'd be a lot more successful with it. All right, guys, that is the end of the tour, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. So I can answer questions. I'm in Orlando, Florida. All right, see you guys.